What is going on to all my Marvel MCU Skrull Secret Invasion fans out there? We are here. The aliens have arrived, Amanda. It's perfect timing, to say the least. But myself and Amanda, who you all can see on the screen now, who we have Skrulls, we got Nick Fury back. It's an invasion going on, and we are here to talk about the first episode. Before we get into it, I want to thank y'all for clicking on the video. Do us a favor if you're enjoying the conversation. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. Consider sharing. Comments. I want to know what y'all thought about this episode. As we wrap up the episode, Amanda, we have this conversation between Maria Hill and Nick Fury talking about, again, they hit the hammer on the head about him getting older as far as 10 steps behind. But one thing that she brings up is him not being himself and him not being prepared for this actual real threat. She says his unpreparedness will end up getting someone hurt, which maybe was foreshadowing for what happens to her a little bit later. But even before I move on from that, what did you take away? Because we don't see Maria Hill. I love Cobie, man, but she's been so underutilized, and especially if we are to assume that she's dead at this episode. Yeah. What did you think about that scene between these two? Have you ever bought into their friendship, their bond, this kind of father-daughter relationship? What did you think about that?
I used to. I don't know what happened. I think we didn't have like enough time with them to continue their relationship. But they sold it for me in like The Winter Soldier. And I was like, you know what? I love the two of them. Why aren't we getting more of her? Yeah. Maybe it's because of like her personal like life as well, that she can't give that much time.
Sure. I mean, yeah, she was on How I Met Your Mother. That was like her big show for a decade, something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it was that, but like I like those scenes because again, we don't know much about Nick, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm loving it just because of that, and I know it's like long overdue that we find out more about Nick, but I like that. I like them together. I just wish we had more, like you said.
It just goes. They do have a good relationship, and I wish there was more to explore because, as we'll talk about, we're under an assumption that we'll get to it, but we have, this father-daughter scene is followed up by a literal father and daughter scene because Gaia meets with her dad. And by that point, she's like, okay, this is his plans. This is what he's going to do. It was too easy for me, Amanda, if I'm being honest, because again, I understand she just found out she lost her mom and her new leader was potentially responsible. I know that's your dad, but you just going to take, I guess you just taking his word for, I guess she's just like, okay, dad, yeah, my mom's dead. I'm just going to jump. I'm going to risk my life and risk these plans. I don't know. Was it too easy for you of her switching sides, or did you feel like it was justified?
I mean, I think once you find out that kind of information and it made sense for her, maybe not in the first episode because like it just, why you set that whole thing up and now it's like, well, I'm gonna be on my dad's side.
You would imagine this isn't they established in the first scene that this group has been doing this across the world. So like other innocent people have died under her being. I don't even know how long her and Gavik have been in cahoots with each other. So like I would imagine there's blood on her hands. So I don't know why now she's like all of a sudden feeling, like she's been doing the wrong thing and she wants to help the other. I don't know. I thought it was too easy. I didn't think it was earned. And I hope we get a flashback of like understanding how long this particular new Skrullos has been going on. But she's conflicted. She's going to help her dad for now, gives him the plans. We wrap the episode up with, we have Fury, Hill, Talos thinking they have the drop on the plan, but we see that they are kind of 10 steps behind, which this whole show has been leading up to because it's established because Nick sees this little creepy girl that he saw early in the episode. And we find out that the guy at the bar who told him he's not himself, and there was like a woman that he saw somewhere. There's like these random characters that we thought were just random throughout the episode. The girl who was kissing someone on the bench, it was Gravik the whole time, just kind of following Nick Fury. And this is where I think this was like, okay, no, he's serious. He blows up this parade that was going on. And this is to me where Marvel's like, yes, we are getting mature because that's 2,000 people died, as we'll find out later. Thousands of people died in the scene, and not only that, Amanda, but as we see, Maria Hill's trying to get people out of the way, and she thinks she sees Nick, and it's not Nick. She gets shot in the stomach. Nick goes up to her. She says, "It was you," maybe the name of the title. And we end with the camera panning out. And we're under the assumption, Amanda, that we have just witnessed the death of Maria Hill, who has been around the MCU since 2012's Avengers. So 10 years. She's one of the OGs, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this finale, the threat, and the question I have for you, is she really dead?
That's such a good question. I loved this sequence. I thought they did it extremely well. There was a lot of tension. Again, the score is something that, especially in a spy thriller, needs to come through for people to feel that budding suspense, like that anticipation. So I think the score is really well done here and adds to it. But the people in the crowd, you already don't know who's a Skrull, who isn't, who to trust.
Right.
And I thought that was really important. You have very distinct either objects. I think there was a kid holding a balloon or something, and that was part of the whole thing as well. So it's like, you have them moving through the crowd, making eye contact, like something that simple will like get your like blood pumping. But then when you have like Nick and Maria, I was floored. I was pissed. I was floored because like I don't want her to be dead. That twist, and then like Nick looking at Nick, and then it was a Skrull, and then it was just like insane that way. Like it was just so well done. I don't know if she's actually dead, because
that's the question, right?
Wasn't it like one shot? Like it was one shot. Like they didn't shoot her multiple times. So it could have gone through her and she can come back. And there you go.
Not even take into effect that Marvel has really not definitively, they've killed characters, but not to a high degree, like a pivotal. I mean, Tony's gone for now. We always know that Marvel likes to bring characters back. But in my mind, I'm just thinking just from a spy espionage level. These are spies. They're going into a hostile situation. I would imagine she has a bulletproof vest on. Not only that, but she was a part of the Avengers. She probably has access to tech, nanotech technology. I am just under the assumption they would have been better prepared for not only a bomb going off, but bullets being shot at them. So, and to your point, it was one bullet and again, I would imagine all you need is one bullet to kill someone, especially if it hits the right place or the right artery. And then also, Nick Fury faked his own death. And now I don't know what would be the purpose of faking her death, but I'm being cynical right now. I should probably be, Maria's dead, but I just don't think she's dead. I just don't.
That's fair. That's good. That's optimistic after all these years. That's good.
Exactly. But if I am to play into how the show wants me to believe that she is dead, I will give her flowers as far as if she is dead. Really enjoyed the character. Wish we got more of her from Avengers. She was in Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and Far From Home, but it really wasn't her. It was a Skrull. Or Infinity War when she dusted away with the pager. So if this is the last time we saw Maria Hill, Amanda, was it an effective death? If this is definitive?
I think so. Because it's with Nick. I think it's with Nick Fury. She wasn't dying on the battlefield. It wasn't like a dumb mission. I think this was effective, especially with the conversation that they had beforehand. I think, and she opened the episode as well. So she was present. It's not like it was random. I think if it was a random death, just because like shock value, I don't think they did that in this case. So I think it was all about trust. It was all about who to trust with the Skrulls and who and I think they executed that quite well with this particular death.
Great point, Amanda, because in her mind, again, she thought it was Nick, that shot, which I don't think it was, but she did say it was you. But I think she was just saying it was, it was a Skrull or whatever. But just the idea of like in her, if I was in her shoes, my mentor, this person I love, my best friend, however, the relationship that they had just shot me. But it just shows us as an audience of like, imagine your best friend shot you. Imagine your mentor shot you in your head, just thinking, not even putting into effect that it's a Skrull. So it's effective. It is effective. But again, my cynical nature, I think she's going to be revealed to be back at some point. I'm not saying she's a Skrull, because as we established, when Ross died, you instantly turn back to your natural form. So I don't think she's like a Skrull by any means.
No.
But I think that it might be a fake death on our hands.
Possibly. She could come back as a Skrull, though. if we're really
She
looking at
could
it.
come back as a Skrull. Yeah. You're so true. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know how that would
Okay.
work. We don't know because
Yeah.
I like let's just
Well,
say hypothetically
can you
Ross.
disguise a person as dead? I would
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I don't know how
if you take
far
their
advanced
memories.
their technology is. Yeah, so I don't know
Yeah.
if they could like regenerate certain because it was still fresh. It's not like they
Right,
had a
right, 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 right.
funeral. It's not like they had
Right.
any of that. Like it's fresh. So if the
Mhm.
Skrulls were smart, which they are,
They are. They got
Maria
yeah.
Hill,
Yeah.
insider undercover. Yeah.
You got a point, Amanda. We'll see, but let us know. So that's the conclusion of this episode. Let us know again. Reintroduction to Emilia Clarke in the MCU, Olivia Colman in the MCU, Gravik, our villain, and big question at the end of this episode: is Maria Hill dead? If so, let us know how you felt about the character and her role in the MCU, or if you're like me and Amanda, thinking that there may be a way to bring them. I mean, there is the multiverse of it all. You could just pluck a Maria Hill out of another multiverse, but let us know in the comments. And again, Amanda and I really appreciate you all listening to today's review. We're actually going to talk about episode 2 after this, but it'll be released next week, so keep an eye out for that. But again, like, share, comment. Amanda, if you want to let people know where they can find you, what do you have? We're pre-recording this, so what do you have lined up for this week leading into the weekend for the people to enjoy?
Yeah. Well, this was fun as usual. It always is. So you guys can always follow me over at AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, and you can check out my YouTube, Candid Cinema, which I think I'll have my own Secret Invasion. Episode 1 review is up, and then I still have to do my episode 2. I have Asteroid City. My review for that should be up as well, and then we have Indy 5 as well coming up. So I think within the next 2 weeks of when episode 2 drops as well, that's what I have planned for the channel. So come on over there.
A lot of great stuff. So definitely subscribe to her channel. Amanda, thank you for joining me. We're in the past. We're going to talk about episode 2 that you all will see in the future. But before then, subscribe to her channel. Check out all the content that we have on the channel now, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Take care, everyone.